What's up everybody, it's Skippy the Gamer here and welcome back to another video. I know I haven't uploaded for a while, please forgive me for that, it's just been a lot of stuff going on in the real world. But I'm back, and I'm back with another Guild Wars 2 video, and here we will be continuing the story in Season 2 of Guild Wars 2. So yeah, let's get into it. Which episode am I up to? Episode 4. So yeah, let's get into this one, shall we? Let's jump right in. Party politics. Hey, Casimir.
Let me catch you up on what's happening. Queen Jenna can't attend the summit because someone has accused her of conspiring with Scarlet. The hearing is the same day. Someone's lying, and we have to figure out who.
Right.
As soon as we know, we can confront that person and get them to recant their statement.
Right.
We need to talk to everyone, find clues to the truth, and build evidence to defend the Queen. Once we discover who among them is the mastermind, we'll take action.
Right.
But be careful. These people are suspicious and sensitive. Say something too blunt or off-putting, and they'll clam up. If we're obviously
Like all rich
undermining
people
their
do.
plans, they'll have us escorted out of the party, and it will all have been for nothing.
Alright. Get into the party. Surely they'll let me in. I'm the commander.
Introducing a hero who needs no introduction, the commander of the pact, and accompanying the Casimir Mead.
Keep it together, Kaz. You can get through this.
Oh yeah, what?
Be confident, like Jory.
Come over here. Don't.
I'm trying to talk! Yeah, wasn't Casimir like
Hello, dear Casimir.
a higher
Don't
up,
worry
but
your
then
little
something
face over
happened
what the Herald's
which
papers say.
made her
You'll
only a
always be
commoner.
noble in my eyes.
Yeah,
Countess
she was
Anise.
born noble.
That's direct and kind of you to say. I'm afraid I don't feel particularly noble.
Then we must do something about that. Nobility isn't in the blood, as so many believe. It's in your choices. Your return to grace is only a pardon away. If your talent for detecting lies is all you say it is, well, let's just say I'm confident we can convince the Queen your value overrides your father's misfortune.
I only hope to be of some small service, Countess. Oh dear. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start picking apart everything they say. One of these ministers is spreading lies about the Queen.
Don't misunderstand, Countess. I'm certainly grateful to you for purchasing my billet and putting me to work. I'm
It's
just
Canuck,
not sure I
the
understand
bomb-
the
the
reason
bomber.
behind dragging me to this soiree of yours.
Okay, I got a question, people.
But I thought for certain it was Minister Wee who attended court the day Scarlet was there. Are you sure?
My time is precious.
I have a vague recollection of that crazy Sylvari walking into her audience with the Queen. This was well before the attack on the city, by the way. I still don't know why I noticed her. Yes, so... do you like gardening? I was expecting to see Minister Wee's wife here today. Lady Wee? She gets the vapors. Fragile constitution. Poor dear, can't keep up with her husband. Apparently neither can I. I thought he was in the court the day Scarlet had an audience with the Queen. Alright. I could say, were you at the court that day? I'll laugh and say, if you've seen one minister, you've seen them all. If he was, then he's probably involved in these nasty lies about the Queen. No, I go with the middle one. It's the dour look on all their faces, but seriously, it is rather difficult to confuse Minister Wee with Minister Estelle, or even Minister Arton. My memory just isn't what it used to be. Which one did you confuse with Mr. Wee? I saw Estelle enter the throne room, along with the goat farmer, Minister Arton, and a Silvari. That wretch turned out to be Scarlet, she did.
Enjoying our offerings.
Nice
I
talking to
remember
you.
hearing afterward that Scarlet approached the Queen. No one paid any attention back then. Scarlet was a nobody until the Queen's Jubilee.
Interesting.
And then he asked me which
I
pair
wish
I
Holmes
wanted.
hadn't invited the ministers. They make me so uncomfortable.
Why,
Especially
I
Minister.
slapped him on the spot.
Excuse me. Are you eavesdropping?
No, but I will ask you some
Good to
questions.
see you, Minister.
Oh, God.
My suspicion is low still.
Yes.
Good.
What is it?
Do you realise that I'm sure that it's rude to eavesdrop? Were you? No, my lady. I merely wanted to introduce myself. I'm fourth time lucky. Oh, I do beg your pardon. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lady Elysian, and my companion here is Lady Brenda. The pleasure is all mine, and what a fine evening it is. Are you enjoying the party? What happens if I click that one? Were you just saying that we won't let anything spoil our fun? Wait, we were just saying that we won't let anything spoil our fun. The Countess throws wonderful parties, but these days they're few and far between. Won't you regale us with tales of your adventures? Some other time, ladies.
You want to talk to me?
Alright, so it was the other one. Okay. Anyone join the party? Some of the guests seem rather tense. I wouldn't think anyone could ignore such a beautiful night as this. Oh, I'm quite sure that some ministers prefer dark nights like this to sunny days. That's true, in my culture as well. I don't get out much, but I would like to visit where you're from. Tell me, how do you find our fair city? It's glorious, a real accomplishment. She's not lying, but she's been evasive. Try again, and press her for more information whenever she talks about the ministers. So, what were you saying about the party? Some of the guests seem rather tense. I wouldn't think anyone could ignore. A particular minister makes you uncomfortable? Mr. Cordicus, of course. He surrounds himself with intrigue, cloaks, daggers, shadows, all of the nasty business. But don't let him look upon you, my dear. Once he has you in his sights, you're doomed. As you said, ministers can be dangerous. Oh. Thank you. Okay. Okay, what am I supposed to say here? Okay, so I can just build my suspicion way up. Can you believe some of these people? I bet they snuck in. What we need is someone to monitor these parties and toss out the unworthy. For instance, I don't really care. The other day, Lady Hannah urged so aggressive. I cannot talk. I cannot pronounce. With this season's fashion trend, that I had to end our friendship. If only someone had sent her home early, we could have avoided the tragedy. And then, please stop. She had the good sense to change clothes. I'm telling you, we need a dedicated group of people to enforce a higher standard among Divinity's elite residents. You're a terrible person. Goodbye. I like that. You're a terrible person. Goodbye.
I see Minister Estelle has political ambitions. She's been having a lot of private meetings with Minister Cordicus.
Hey, where did Casimir
Care for
go?
an hors d'oeuvre?
You're a busy bee.
I can take that.
Does that make you charming, or does it make you nosy? Charming, I hope. Did you know I dealt the killing blow to Scarlet? Definitely nosy. They say you're in the court the same day Scarlet was. I'll just say that one. No, that was you? I saw her once, in the throne room. She was having a quiet talk with the Queen. Lucky you. Oh wait, it's one of these ones. I prefer my dignity. But why is someone of your caliber walking around the party with Casimir Mead? Her family is a bunch of criminals and gamblers. I could say you're an idiot. You should perhaps keep your thoughts to yourself. She's my friend. Show her respect, or I'll teach you some. You're an idiot. I believe you should mingle, so others can bask in your glory. Great idea.
What?
Definitely knows. It's a matter of public record who receives an audience with the Queen, and when there were several people there that day. What did Scarlet want? She was soft-spoken. I doubt anyone could hear but the Queen and Countess Anise. It was as if they were conspiring. Did you see Minister Arton there? I believe so. I spent most of the time behind my handkerchief. The goat, or maybe it was the farmer, smelled so badly it made my eyes water. I see. My mind is spinning. So much information. Can you make heads or tails of it? Find a few things. First, we know who was in the court that day. Yes, a farmer with a goat, 2 ministers, Estelle and Arton, and Scarlet. And we know that Cordicus lets others do his dirty work for him. We've also heard that both Estelle and Arton have seen Cordicus lately. It must be one of them. Let's talk to Minister Arton first. Minister Arton. Look at that face. Look at that face there. I was telling my old friend, Cordicus, the other day, we really must do something about these bandits. They are hazardous. I have reason to believe that they're connected to the White Mantle. Did you see Scarlet the day she had an audience with the Queen? I did. There were 4 of us in the throne room with the Queen, and Countess Anise. The guards, of course. It was Scarlet, me, Minister Estelle, and some dirty farmer with a goat. And the Queen spoke to Scarlet? Yes, she was polite as always, but the Countess kept whispering in the Queen's ear. It was making us all nervous. Scarlet wanted permission to study with the engineer that designed the watch nights. What did the Queen say? She respectfully declined. Scarlet was the last in line, and the Queen left before there could be any more discussion. Scarlet tried to say more, but the Queen apologized and hurried out. Anything else? The Savari, Scarlet, looked livid. She stormed out, shoving guards out of her way. She was rather frightening, actually. I imagine that's what Countess Anise saw that made her hustle the Queen away. Kaz, does his testimony line up? His description of events perfectly matches what Anise told me. Minister Arton is telling the truth. He must not be the one.
So good to see you, Minister.
Thank you.
You've convinced me. It looks like Minister Estelle is the one spreading this horrible rumor. Let's keep at it. If we're going to confront her, we'll need serious evidence to back us up.
Alright.
I know for a fact the Queen had a private talk with Scarlet. How? Everyone is saying it's what must be true.
Lady Claire. Now, I want to talk to Lady Claire. Hello. We were just discussing how horrible it is that the Queen betrayed us all. That's just a bad rumor. A lie. No, it's not. I saw her in the Salma district shortly after nightfall. She wore a black woolen cloak with the hood up. The only reason I knew it was her was because I bumped into her and saw her face. Casme, what do you think? Her eye twitched when she said that. I don't think it's the truth. You're lying. Listen, just between you and me, I may not be telling the exact truth, but they offered me a lot of gold if I say I was there. Please, you can't tell anyone. You're going to have to testify. Alright, I'll testify that I was paid to lie, but I'll never say who paid me. I don't betray old friends. Still, I wasn't comfortable lying, but my son is ill. I hope the Queen will forgive me. You're doing the right thing.
Good observation. I had a feeling she was lying. The Queen wouldn't hold a private meeting with just anyone, much less a Sylvari with no political connections. This woman will testify.
You must be mistaken. My niece knows a guard who heard from a doorman that the Queen... Oh, I've said too much.
Hello, Noble.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, you fourth time lucky. You're well known in these parts. The Queen recently mentioned you were hosting a summit. She'd like very much to attend. That may be complicated.
I'm very sorry to hear our claims weren't up to your high standards. We imported them direct this morning.
I love listening to the background chat. Oh, I know. Those lies Estella's spreading. Can you imagine our barefoot queen skulking through the streets at night, in disguise? It's laughable. So, Estelle, Casme, what do you think? Look at her breathing. It's even and calm. I believe she's telling the truth. Use illusions to sneak around. So, she didn't meet with Scarlet. In the throne room, yes, but not in the streets. A Char emissary visited the Queen at that night. While the emissary's since left, the guard who was present will testify. Good to
Countess
know.
Anise hardly ever lets the Queen out of her sight. She and the guard will corroborate the Queen's alibi.
Alright, now we've got to go chat to the guard.
Is lying a prerequisite for being in the ministry?
Hello, servant. It makes me sad to think that the people who run our city, our kingdom, can't get along with each other. Now one of the ministers is spreading lies about the Queen. I'll pay for any information you have on the line, Minister. I have some experience with ministers. Not all are bad. Who do you work for? Both my wife and I work for the ministers. They can be like day and night. My wife works with Minister Estelle. I work for Minister Arshon. Do you like your jobs? Most days, my wife has a harder time. Her minister has a gambling problem. If she's winning, she's fine. If not, she's dangerous. Would she know where Estelle was the night of the alleged meeting? Maybe. Estelle often visits her old friend Lady Claire in the evening. Ask my wife if she knows what happened. She's a good woman and won't lie to protect a minister. Thank you for the information. You're a good Crichton.
That's another witness who can help us prove the Queen's innocence. Nicely done.
What do you think? Do we have enough evidence to discredit her accusations? Plenty. The servant's wife can testify that Estelle met with Lady Claire. Maybe the threat of her testify will be enough to shut this down. What else? We have multiple witnesses who say the Queen turned down Scarlet's request. I still can't believe Scarlet wanted to study with the Watch Knight engineer. Thank the gods the Queen turned her down. Though, that might explain Scarlet's anger when she attacked our city. What else? We know Estelle's friend was lying for her. For a pouch of gold. You mean? Estelle must have coached Lady Claire. I don't imagine it will be too hard to get her to testify to the lie. I guess they weren't such good friends after all. We're ready to confront Estelle with the evidence.
Looks like we've got everything we need. Time to expose Minister Estelle for the liar she is.
Gentlemen, please leave. I see you've been busy socializing with the guests. What?
Hello, Busy Bee. I must admit, I'm a bit charmed by how you flit from flower to flower. I've never heard that word before, flit. I know all about you. Listen closely to what Estelle says. Once she's finished, don't be afraid to ask her to repeat what she said. Press her only when you're certain she's lying. I have a question. Is it true that you work closely with Lord Cordicus? I used to work with Lord Cordicus, but now that I'm considering retirement, I've started spending most of my time in the Ministry Library. I hardly ever see him. Tell me more. Admittedly, I occasionally do small tasks for him, but he's still recovering from that awful scandal. He keeps to himself most of the time. Tell me more. Even at parties, Lord Cordicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left to my own devices. I'm just a wallflower, really. Catherine, what do you think? She keeps backpedaling. Press her when she lies, and then present your evidence to counter her arguments. Minister Estelle, can you repeat that? I used to work with Lord Cordicus, but now that I'm considering retirement, I've started spending most of my time in the Ministry Library.
Thank you.
I hardly ever see him. Ah, damn it! Now I've forgotten half of what we've learned. Tell me more. Admittedly, I occasionally do small tasks for him, but he's still recovering from that awful scandal. He keeps to himself most of the time. I'd nearly forgotten that. There was a large crowd there. I only saw the legit minister from across the roses. I heard there was only a handful of people there. Even at parties, Lord Cordicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left to my own devices. I'm just a wallflower, really. What do you think, Esme? She keeps backpedaling. Press her when she... Oh,
the audacity. Where are your manners?
Guards, please escort these scandal mongers to the gates.
Oh no. This isn't what was supposed to happen.
no, I failed! I think Anise created a diversion for us. Let's get back into the party.
I'm very sorry to hear our clams weren't up to your high standards. We imported them
I hope
this morning.
I don't have to go through everything again. I hope I can just talk with her. Oh, sweet. I know all about you. No, I started spending most of my time in the library. I've seen tell me more. More. It's off doing his own thing, and I'm left my shy, huh? Ah, yes, I barely spoke with anyone during the entire party. Beautiful gardens, though. A witness said that you had an aside with Cordicus. He talked, you nodded. Fine, he and I talked, but you'll never learn the topic of that discussion, and you can't prove it had anything to do with the Queen. I don't have to prove it, I just have to discredit you.
So perhaps I misspoke. Apologies. I shall revise my statement.
So what if I work with I work with Lord Cordicus. It means nothing. It doesn't change the fact that I was there when Scarlet had her audience with the Queen. Did you hear what the Queen discussed with Scarlet? No, they spoke too quietly, like schoolgirl friends, whispering so no one else would hear. Tell me more. I must have been lost in my own thoughts while the Queen and Scarlet conspired devourously. I heard the words watch nights. Tell me more. Isn't that bad enough? Do you know how many people died because the Queen gave Scarlet access to the watch nights? Why are you still interrogating me? She's the criminal. She's clever and slippery, but you can nail down those lies. Catch her off guard when she slips up. No, they spoke too quietly, like schoolgirl whispers so no one else could hear. That's the truth. Conspired devourously. Tell me more.
I can take that. Thank you.
Ah! I heard the Queen was escorted out for her safety. There we go. You weren't there. You can't possibly know how they behaved unless you questioned the goat. I spoke with Arton. His version agrees with the Countesses and the goats. Well, yes, well, one person's politeness is another's friendliness. That means
Aren't
nothing.
you the nosy one? If you must know, I'll tell you what really happened.
Alright. It doesn't matter what happened in the throne room. The Queen arranged to meet Scarlet later that evening. She didn't want any of us to hear them, so she sneaked out. You're sticking by that claim that they arranged this in the throne room. Absolutely. Their foreheads were practically touching. They were so chummy. They agreed to something, and what else could it be? So, it was brief. A look, a smile, maybe they'd already arranged to meet later. I don't know. All I know is that I saw them under the bridge. It was the Queen and Scarlet. I'm not the only one who saw her. There was another witness who came forward, a noblewoman. Why are you working so hard to protect the Queen? She sold us all out, and now she's trying to cover her tracks. It was definitely Jenna in the red cape. Aha, in the red cape.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
You've been whispering the whole time. I won't have it, it's rude. Seriously? Alright. If you would please repeat your statement then.
I can take that. Thank you.
Absolutely, you're crazy. Anise would never let Scarlet get that close to the Queen. Oh yes, she was in on it too. All smiles. And pet this and pet that. So it was brief. Impossible. What time did you see? No. I'm the only one who saw her. There was another... Okay. How many other witnesses do you have in your pocket? No. You told your alchemist to say it was a black cape. No, it was a red cape, I think. Have you forgotten? You're trying to confuse me. It was a red cape, I'm sure of it. Dark red. If you and your old friend can't agree on the colour of the Queen's cape... Wait, I remember now. The Queen was in a black cape, yes. Countess Anise was in a red one. Did I forget to mention they were both there? You know the Countess wouldn't let the Queen go anywhere alone. You're saying Countess Anise was there too. What? Clearly we need to discuss this further. Good idea.
This way.
We have to eliminate any doubt or if there was even the smallest chance that Estelle is telling the truth. She's not, but we need to hear Anise say that she wasn't under that bridge. I'm sure I'd have sensed it if this was some kind of mesmer cover-up. Don't you? It doesn't matter. I'll know if the Countess is lying when we ask her. Let's go. Alright, now we just need to talk to Countess Anise. I think all this is going to be just going to be a whole bunch of talking.
It's an illusion. I am elsewhere. Find me, and we shall talk.
Oh, okay. Hey, Canuck, let's chat. Careful there. You don't want to be seen getting too friendly with the staff. Why are you
I'm
here?
sorry to hear our clams weren't up to your high standards. We imported them direct this morning.
I'm on the job. Bodyguard for the Countess. A somewhat more glamorous position than my last, I must say. You mean your position as... prisoner? Yes, and thanks for starting. And thanks for stating the obvious, painful truth. Technically, I'm still a prisoner. It's just now my bars are lined with velvet. Don't let that fool you, though. I'm definitely not free. The Countess owns you now. That's harsh. I wouldn't say that. More like I'm on loan to her from the prison. So long as I'm a good grunt, she'll keep me with her, and I don't have to go back into the cell. You planning on behalf of you planning on behaving yourself? Absolutely. I'm no fool. I could be in much worse situation than this. I guess I could say I learned my lesson. I know I have a reputation for acting rashly, but those days are behind me. Pardon me, I don't entirely believe you. No pardon necessary. You're in a crowd of many watching me like hawks. So far, Countess Anise has treated me with respect. I have no reason to betray her trust. Besides, she amuses me mightily. I'll be at the front of the hunting party if you mess this up. I would expect no less, though I do believe you might have a hard time catching me again. No offense intended. Just watch yourself. I am terrible at reading aloud. Absolutely terrible. Hello, Countess.
My apologies for the deception, but I must go to unconventional lengths to protect Kryta.
Countess, Minister Estelle is claiming that you were there at the secret meeting. She's implicating you.
Nonsense. I was at no such meeting. I did, however, receive a mysterious message signed only with the initial E. The note said that Estelle was in a bandit gambling parlor when she was supposedly spying on our queen. Reminding her of this will be enough to make her drop her lie. Faster than Farron's dignity.
Farron's dignity.
It may have taken
Poor Lord Farron.
You again? I hope you're not planning another interrogation. This is a party, if you haven't noticed. Is this a party or a circus?
I imagine Countess Anise had a lie to cover up her presence at the bridge. It's her word against mine. Actually, Minister, it's several people's words against yours. What are you talking about? Has someone said they'd testify against me? We have witnesses who will support Countess Anise's story. Traitors to the Ministry! Traitors! They'll find themselves in the streets soon. I doubt it. The Queen has positions for those who are honest and honourable. There are those of us who see through the Ministry's lies, and our numbers are growing. Jory would approve. Eh, Kaz? Goodbye, Minister.
I'll have you know I'm very well connected, and
Your connections can't help with this. We know what you've been up to.
What do you mean?
We know you couldn't have witnessed this supposed meeting with Scarlet. We hear you were busy meeting with some lobbyists that day.
I can take
Lobbyist? What are you talking about?
So much for subtlety. You were busy gambling with some ruffians.
Keep your voice down. That's a baseless accusation.
Is that so, Minister Estelle? Perhaps you and I should speak privately and sort this little mess out. Please follow my guards. I'll be with you shortly.
Countess Anise, thank you for inviting us to your party. It's been an entertaining and productive evening.
No one is more delighted by your presence than I. With all that socializing and skullduggery, you must be craving the longest of naps. Now that this messy affair is out of the way, I feel fairly certain Queen Jenna will attend your summit. I think Minister Estelle will soon
All
see the
this to
value
get
in
the Queen to
cooperating
join the
with me,
summit.
rather than rotting in prison for treason. I may have use for her. On a separate note, I do hope you will stay and join the Queen's entourage, Casimir.
You mean travel with the Queen to the summit? I'd be honored.
Yes, I think that's the right play. You will, of course, have time to relay the full details of your father's story at that time.
Oh, I don't think the Queen would be interested in...
Nonsense. Now go. Say pretty things to my guests and enjoy yourselves for the rest of the evening.
You must visit more often. The party wouldn't have been nearly as much fun without you. The Queen sends her gratitude as well. She can now attend your summit. I'll be there as well, though incognito. That's wonderful news. I appreciate your support, Countess. If you have no objections, I believe I will keep dear Casimir with me for a while. We have much to talk about, don't we, pet? One last question. If you knew Estelle was guilty, why not just out her? Put simply, I'm too close to the Queen for my claims to be believable. Without support, I'd lose much if our dear Jenna were incarcerated, and the ministers know that. That's where you came in. I understand. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Goodbye for now. And so that's party politics completed. That was more of a boring episode. It's probably going to be a short one at that as well.
Quite a reward.
There you are, Countess. I trust I played...
Let's return back to Divinity's Reach. Oh yeah, FYI, the Lunar New Year Festival is currently on in Guild Wars 2 at the moment, as of recording this. And so yeah, that's why the Divinity's Reach logo looks all Chinese. But so yeah. So that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This one is probably going to be just a really short video, and yeah, not much happened in this episode. It was just a bunch of talking and listening to me mispronounce and stuff up sentences. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.